Hi, my name is Caroline Poland, and I am the founder and CEO of Poland and Associates Consulting. And today I want to talk a little bit about how to talk to your kids about this uncertain time and how do we have discussions about things that they might not be able to fully understand. So the first thing that I want to mention is that kids are built to regulate off of their caregivers. Our nervous systems co-regulate with one another. And so if a parent isn't regulated, it's going to be very hard for that child to regulate. So if you are in a place where you're really anxious or having a lot of fear, it's likely that in any conversation your child is going to pick that up. So before you have a conversation with your child, you want to make sure that you are in a regulated space so that your child has the opportunity to regulate and be calm and peaceful off of you. The next thing that we want to do is talk to them a little bit about how they can help. During this time, you can help by washing your hands. You can keep your hands out of your mouth. When we go out in public, the rules are just going to be a little bit different than they were in the past. And so one of the ways that you can help is just by listening to me. So we want to make sure that they know what they can do to help. Our kids and the kids that we maybe provide care for need to understand that we are here to protect them. So just because things are scary, they're noticing that people are acting in different ways, they might not be able to go to school or to their friend's house or to maybe a church group, Sunday school, that communicates that there's something wrong going on. And so we want to make sure that they know that even in these changing times when they aren't quite sure what's going on, they know that we won't leave them. I'm here for you. Don't worry, I'm still here to protect you. You're going to be okay. So we want to make sure that we're communicating that. We also want to make sure that we are giving age-appropriate explanations. So you're not going to talk about, in this case, coronavirus with a 13 or 14-year-old in the same way that you're going to talk to a small child. So you want to figure out what are age-appropriate explanations of what a virus is or what a pandemic is, and be able to communicate that in appropriate ways to that child. We also want to be very curious with that child. What is it that you're hearing right now? What questions do you have? What have you heard? So we want to make sure that we're checking in regularly with our kids because our kids are overhearing conversations that we're having with our friends. They might overhear something on the news and they're making connections, but doing without all the knowledge and the ability to handle data and facts the way that we as adults do. And so we just want to be very aware of that. We want to be curious about what they're hearing, what they're understanding, so that we can correct any misconceptions that they might have. So we want to make sure that we are regulated. We want them to know how they can help themselves and what they can do. We want them to know that we are still here for them, that I am here to protect you. We want to give age-appropriate explanations, and we want to ask them, what have they heard and what do they understand? Now, it's important during this time because so many things have shifted for each of us. We want to be able to give our kids as many choices as possible. A lot of things have been taken away, so what can they choose to do? Do you want to work on this homework right now, or do you want to go and run outside for a minute? That would be a choice. Do you want to have orange juice or apple juice right now? Any choices that we can give that are healthy choices, we want to make sure to give our child right now. In terms of resources, the Fred Rogers Center has a number of good resources. They just posted within the last week a document on how best to talk to your child about some of these uncertain times. And so going and checking out that resource might be really helpful. So try that out this week, but make sure that you are checking in with your kids and doing so from a calm and regulated space and being very curious about what they're hearing and what they need from you in this time. Again, I'm Caroline from Poland and Associates Consulting. You can check me out on Instagram or Facebook at Poland and Associates.